thank you all for coming to the Keep Calm and Marry On Wedding Planner Workshop. So I'm Denise Wilson. I'm the event planner and coordinator of Prestige Designs and Event that's based out of Decatur, Georgia. So to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm a budget manager at Georgia State University, and I have been doing event planning for well over 20 years. So in 2000, I actually started my business, Prestige Designs and Events. So I've done all kind of events, including national conference for the federal government, the state government, birthday parties, retirement parties. But my favorite is doing weddings, because they're so much fun. They're so much fun. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to introduce each other, but we're actually going to play a game called Find the Guest. So you actually have a green sheet in front of you. So we want you to take a few minutes, just go around the room and actually try to find someone that meets the 10 criteria on the list. So the person that finds the person that matched the most actually wins the door prize, okay? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and just mix and mingle. So how many of y'all have actually started planning your wedding, and how much do you anticipate on spending?
I started planning.
Okay.
I'm very frugal, so I don't want to spend more than $4,000. I can do this.
Okay, yeah, you can do that, but you have to cut it very, very tight. But how many people are on your guest list?
Too many. Like 150.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Okay,
Everybody that's sorority and brother fraternity.
mm-hmm. And who's next?
Oh, me, my budget is I don't want to go over 7.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, but this is my second marriage. My first marriage, I spent $10,000, which was a waste of money,
Okay.
but it was a nice experience.
Okay, good, good.
Oh, we're doing destination as well. Well, the budget we wrote down is 10,000, but maybe I can get 12 out of
Yeah, that's good. Depending on the size of your party.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about how you can maybe save money. Okay,
Yeah.
anybody else would like to share?
Well, we anticipated between 15 and 20,000. That's what we want us to be on the lower end.
So most men do. Okay, 15 to 20,000. Okay, good. All right. Anyone else? Okay, good. Very good. So you all are kind of like little smart shoppers, just like I am. But did you know that does anyone have any idea what the national average for a wedding is? With 100 guests?
I just looked it up. It's 33,000 and something dollars.
33,000. The national average for a wedding is $33,000. That is a lot of money, but that is for like your upscale, lavish wedding. Do y'all remember David Tutera? Was it Tutera?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are his kind of weddings.
Yeah.
But we don't have that kind of money. So we're going to stick with the minimum, like $10,000. $10,000 is a good amount for a wedding, even if you have 100 people. And
When you get done, I just want to share something.
okay, go ahead.
We spent $50, and me and my husband are high school sweethearts, and we just made 16 years, so I don't know.
Okay. What was that on the marriage license? So what was that on the marriage license? Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, so the national average is close to 33,000, and the middle is 25,000, and the minimum is about 10,000. So the ones that are planning on spending 10,000, you're doing pretty good, and less than 10,000, you be cutting it close. But we're gonna discuss ways that you all can make it happen, okay? All right, so we can actually skip by that. So this is pretty much the breakdown of the expenses for a wedding. Of course, your wedding reception is the biggest expense, and you know why? It's because of food. It's because of food, and entertainment.
And liquor.
And liquor. So we're going to actually talk about ways that you actually save money on the wedding reception, because that is the biggest amount. How many of you plan on having a ceremony at a church? Okay. Is it your church?
It's my uncle's church, and like I'm getting a family rate.
Okay. Family, what is the family rate?
$250.
$250.
It includes the dress rehearsal and the ceremony. But we're also having a reception somewhere else.
Okay, good. So we're going to talk about that. Okay, so to have a wedding ceremony at a church, most of them charge $250. I've known some to charge $500. But if you're a member of the church, or you grew up in the church, or you're actually serving in the church, they'll give it to you at a discounted rate of $250, like she said. But if you're just an outsider and you want to use that service, some charge $500. I've known some that charge $1,000. I go to New Birth. And we have a chapel, and a sanctuary. I think they started $1,500 because our church is huge. Our church is huge.
The non-family price or member price was $1,500 for just the ceremony, and if you wanted to do the reception and have food and stuff, it was $2,500.
Yes, exactly.
So $4,000 altogether for everything.
Yeah, that's good. 4,000 for how many people?
As many as you would like.
Okay.
But it would, I guess that can accommodate like 250, 300.
Okay.
It's a pretty big church.
Okay.
I'm thankful.
Yeah, that's good. Or another option is having it in a hotel that actually has a ballroom, and those prices range anywhere from $500 to $750, even up to $1,000, depends on how much space that you use. Okay, most ballrooms, I would say one ballroom will probably seat about 250 people, and that gives you enough for all of the fancy decorations and the guest chairs, so that's about $500, so that's minimum. Or in a banquet hall. Have y'all ever price quote a banquet hall? How much are they?
So the one I'm using, it depends, it'd be between 75 and 150 an hour.
Yeah.
I have one that was priced at about
That's small.
$7,500 starting.
So
A lot of them, but it included a lot.
it's like $750?
7,500 just to rent the hall.
Oh, wow.
But it included
Yeah.
a lot.
My goodness.
Just to rent it. $7,500. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Really nice hall though.
I guess it just
It is.
depends on the area.
But what about your officiant fee? The minister?
I just learned that today.
How much? It's $300 to $500. $300 to $500. You all didn't know
Does
that?
depend?
That's the minister.
Yeah, it's a minimum. It's $300.
Got it.
But if you know someone who is a minister and who is a good friend of yours, some of them may do it for free. All right, equipment rental. So these are just a general price of the typical equipment for a wedding ceremony, including the twin kneeling bench, the unity candelabra. One thing I know that some people are getting away from having a unity candelabra, they actually do the unity sands. And you can actually get that stuff from Hobby Lobby or Michael's.
Right.
And it's very reasonable, and you all know they do have the 40% off discount. Those little coupons?
Yes.
All right then. All the time. Okay. Okay, and an on-site coordinator. You're always going to need an on-site coordinator to help you with the ins and outs of what's going on with it. We're trying to keep everything timely and in order. So that ranges anywhere from $250 to maybe $300. And also a musician. Does anyone have someone that's going to be singing or performing? How much are they charging?
I don't think they're charging me. It's a cousin.
It's a cousin. There you go. There you go.
They're just singing one song.
One song, all right. But the average fee is like $100 to $150 for each one of them. But if you know someone in your family that sings real good or play real good, they can do it for you as a gift, okay? So we just talked about the average cost of how much it costs to rent a place, to have a reception. But the cheapest that I know of is to have it at a hotel.
Really?
Have it at a hotel. I'm telling you, if you have your reception at a hotel that does catering, that have in-house catering, they will actually let you use that ballroom for free if you meet a food and beverage minimum.
Okay.
Hotels like the Hilton, the Marriott, the Westin, all of them, but you have to ask for it. Because when you call and ask them how much is the cost to rent one of your rooms, the first question they're going to ask you, are you going to be having food? And you tell them yes. And then they'll require you to have a food and beverage minimum depending on the number of guests. And then they will actually waive that ballroom rental. But if you have your ceremony there, they're going to charge you to use that room for your ceremony, okay? Okay, so music, average cost of a DJ is $100 to $125 an hour. Okay, and bands, of course, bands are a little bit more expensive, okay? Of course, you'll need an on-site coordinator. The average cost of that is $250, maybe $300. Okay, so food is the most expensive item for your reception. And there are ways that you can actually curtail the cost of your food. It all depends on time. You all know that time is money. And money is time. So if you have a morning reception, of course, it's going to be cheaper. If you have an afternoon reception, of course, it's going to be brunch. That's a little cheaper than having a dinner reception. So if you decide to have your reception, let's say at a hotel, let's say the dinner receptions maybe start at $35 to maybe $40, but that includes the cost of the room, your food, your table set up, your chairs, your linen, your beverage, but not alcohol, and security includes all of that. But if you have your reception, let's say from 12 to 4 o'clock, instead of just buying a dinner menu, they will actually sell it to you on that lunch menu. And the lunch menu is anywhere from $20 to $25. Yes. So brunch is from, I think brunch is from 11 to 12, and then lunch is from 12 to 4. And from 4 and afterwards, it's considered dinner. So if you have your reception at a hotel, right before 4 o'clock, you can ask them to sell you a menu from that lunch menu instead of the dinner, but you have to ask for it, okay? Okay, good.
Of course, they're not gonna volunteer the cheaper.
What'd you say?
They wouldn't volunteer the cheaper option because they don't want you to know. That's great.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but you have to ask for it. I've done it all the time. Like I did one wedding for maybe close to 200 people at the the Marriott Century Center. Including everything for 200 people, she paid less than $8,000.
That's really good.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. And of course, she didn't buy that dinner menu. We had that reception, 2 o'clock, and she was able to get a really nice meal off of that lunch menu. And it's pretty much the same thing. And here's the difference between the cost between the lunch menu and the dinner menu is overtime. It's staff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Was that meal plated or was it buffet style?
It was buffet style. Buffet style is a whole lot cheaper than a plated meal. And you do know that when you choose a buffet, most of them give you 2.5 servings per person. But if you choose a plated meal, you buy 100 plates, you're going to get 100 plates.
Simply like the rest of it.
Yeah.
You plated, because I see that a lot, and I'm like, buffet is cheaper and usually better, right? Like, why do they do plated meals so much?
The experience.
Just the experience and just the elegance of it. They like to have it, a server just wait on them hand and foot. But when you have a plated meal, it takes you forever to get your food.
I was just about to say that.
And then your guests, they get so frustrated, like, we're not going to be served, we're not going to be served. But you have a buffet. Of course, again, with a buffet, most of them give you 2.5 servings per person.
Right.
So if you're expecting 200 people, you can actually buy food for 150 people and have enough left over. Reason being is because most of them, they're going to give you a salad. They may give you a pasta. They may give you 2 entrees and 2 sides, and then a dessert. Most people are not going to eat all of that food.
You don't need a dessert because you got your wedding cake.
Exactly. So if they're going to sell you a package for like $30 or $35 and includes a dessert, ask them to take that dessert off. Because you got a wedding cake, so you're paying for 2 desserts. So the money that you would pay for, let's say $5 extra per person for 100 people, that's $500. That's money that you can spend on your wedding cake, okay?
Right.
Okay. The average cost of a wedding cake that serve 100 people is about $450. But here's the deal, and it always happens. Most people do not stay to the end of the reception, which is when you cut the cake. You always cut the cake towards the end of the reception. Most people don't stay to the end of the reception. So instead of getting a cake for 100 people, why don't you get a cake for 75 people? Okay, so for alcohol, you know, if you have your reception at a hotel, especially one that actually have a bar, you can actually save money on alcohol by just having a cash bar. Because you know, if you have a host bar, as long as the alcohol is out there, people are gonna drink it up, then your bill goes up more. Right.
Like take the bottle off the bar and take it to their table.
Okay, good. Okay, outdoor weddings. Is anyone having an outdoor wedding? Why not?
Destination wedding?
Yeah, we're gonna get to destination weddings.
Okay.
Okay. But outdoor weddings, they can be pretty, but the thing about outdoor weddings, you don't know what the weather's gonna be like. And they can be really expensive, because you have to rent the tables, and you got to rent the chairs, and then the linen. You have to have a dance floor and all of the decorations. And a tent is really expensive, anywhere from $500 to $750 just to rent that tent. Then you have to pay for setup. So just to save money on your reception, make sure that most of these costs that you see here are actually included in that fee. Okay. Okay, what about a destination wedding? Okay, so let's say, for instance, if you're having a beach wedding, which is good in Florida, that includes the cost of the minister, the flowers, the guest chairs, the photographer, videographer, and a light reception. So it all depends on the location and how many people that you have, okay? And a tropical resort, even a cruise, it all depends on the length of your couple's stay. And some may require you to stay 3 to 7 days, and hers require you to stay 4 days. 4 days, okay. And one of the ways that you can cut costs for the bride and groom, they will actually give you a free package with a minimum nights of rooms, and certain type of room depends on how many people that you come. The more people that's in your party, the less it will be a cost to you. Let's say, for instance, you got 10 people in your party, and they may share a room, and they get 5 rooms. They may even give you a free room. That is if you're at a resort, but not on a cruise. It's a little different on a cruise. But if you're working with a travel agent, they can actually try to give you some type of discount, or maybe able to comp you a room, depending on how many people actually coming with you, okay? And of course, they also includes what's included in your package, and of course the number of people that you bring. The more people you bring, the cheaper it will be. Okay, so flowers and decorations. Okay, have you all started making out your list of people that are going to be in your wedding?
Oh, I
No.
know. Some people might not make it.
Okay.
Well, it's a maid of honor, matron of honor, 2 bridesmaids, no kids. Oh, my grandmother's gonna be my flower girl.
Oh, really? Oh, wow!
I love that.
Wow, I would love to see that.
And then my on the groom side, he's just gonna have the best man. So it's gonna be off, but yeah.
Yeah, mine too, because he
Doesn't have a lot of men.
friends.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of male friends?
Yeah, that was Justin's problem.
Yeah.
Some people might drop off. I'm starting to see it now. All right.
Okay, so these are the typical prices for your wedding party flowers, so we don't have to go over those. I mean, and including your your ceremony, some places, they will actually include decorations for the ceremony in your wedding package. So have anyone, okay, where are you having your wedding ceremony at?
It's at my family's church.
Okay, so in your package, what all are they including in it? Just the cost of the facility, which is at $250. That's really good. So they actually give you some extra money to actually put into your decorations. Yeah, okay. So, but this is just the typical breakdown of the normal equipment rental for your wedding. Okay.
Girl, yeah, my first wedding, Kroger.
Where did you get your flowers from?
My mama said she knew a man, and so he
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the ceremony decorations.
I know some
You
people
know,
also did Sam's Club too. for flowers.
yeah, you can go to Sam's Clubs and get your flowers, and also Michael's and Hobby Lobbies. They actually have some, yeah, they have some bouquets that you can purchase there. But in terms of like your ceremony and your reception, let's say for your ceremony, some places will actually include basic decorations in the cost of the facility rental.
Oh,
And some big floral company, they will actually, when you contact them, they will actually want to charge you what it will cost to actually purchase it, okay? But here's the thing. When your ceremony is over, you're not going to need that. So instead of just selling me something, they're going to call maybe $200 or $300. Ask them, how much will it cost just to rent this? Okay. Because like if you get like a really big altar arrangement, depending on what kind of flowers, whether you use fresh flowers, artificial flowers, or the size that it is, an altar arrangement can be like $300. But just ask them, do you have something that you've already used and you just need to freshen up that I can rent? As well, this is the average cost of decorations for your reception. If you have your wedding reception at a hotel, they actually include those candle holders, those centerpieces. That's included in your package. All you have to do is just make a floor arrange. If you're on a budget, okay? And your head table centerpiece, anywhere from $50 to $100. Some companies, if you buy guest table, decoration for your guest table, they may include a complimentary head table centerpiece. For your cake table decoration, it's not a whole lot. The most expensive thing may be a nice fancy tablecloth. It depends on how you want to hook it up. If you want lighted candles or a lighted skirt around it, that's be a little bit more expensive. And linen, of course, if you have it at a hotel, they're going to include basic linen, usually black or white. But if you have it at an external facility, you have to purchase linen. So if you want to do a low budget, you buy plastic linen from Hobby Lobby or Party City, or you may want to rent your linen. And renting linen anywhere from $15 to $20 for round tables and $10 to $20 for rectangular tables. So you multiply that based on the number of tables that you would need, okay? And the chair covers,
$2.
yeah, $2. Yes, some, it all depends on the fabric and then the ties. Just for a plain, just a chair cover is like $2. And I've seen some ties that are just really elaborate depending on the material that it is. It may be like $3. So the average cost of a set for a chair cover and a tie is $5 to $7.
Yeah.
One of the ways that you can cut costs, have your reception at a hotel. They have these really nice chairs.
They do.
And you won't need that. So you cut costs that way. Because when someone enters the reception, what's the first thing that they notice? The food and the decorations and the centerpieces. They really don't notice those chairs, okay? Okay, so how many of you have ever used a photo booth?
I was considering it, but I don't know.
A photo booth? Photo booths are really fun.
And they're
I'm
pretty.
getting a regular backdrop, but not the one where you have like somebody from the outside come in and do them or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna do one.
Yeah, the photo booths can be really fun, and you can. The cost I have on here is $100 to $200. That include like the really fancy backdrops and then the props. You may have the hats and all that.
I love that. I want one.
Okay, so the prices on here is pretty much typical for what you will pay for wedding photos. It's pretty much in line with what Lloyd charges. So Lloyd, would you like to come in and tell us about your service? And then we're going to follow up with Tony. Tony, you going to go first?
I'll do Lloyd.
You going to do Lloyd? Okay.
I don't want to talk.
He doesn't? Okay.
Generally, the prices that we have, as you can see, the prices that we have, so we are able to make pretty much whatever you want. We cater to you. So some people, they don't want a whole lot of 8x10s, or they don't want a whole lot of 5x7, but we try to make it cater to you as far as what you want. We shoot it. We make sure that it is the best quality that you're getting. We're shooting the very highest quality, which is shooting 1080p. We don't use low-end cameras. All of our cameras are the highest quality that you can possibly get. We bring our own lights. We have all that included in our prices. You're able to get the photo books, which is a new trend. the photo album is like a dinosaur is dying. Nobody really like that big old book with that sitting on your table. Now the new thing is the photo albums, which is, we have that assessment to you. You can get it, we can have so that you can proofread it online. Before you can choose the amount of, the amount of pictures. We have packages so that you can choose the amount of pictures that you want shot. We make sure that we shoot everything. We shoot everything so that you can have, you can't come back and say, well, you didn't get Anisi. Well, we did get Anisi, and so because we shoot everybody.
Okay.
You have the opportunity to come back and choose.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Videography. I want to ask you, we'll tell you some, there's 7 things that your wedding video should have, and this is what you should be looking for in your wedding video. Number 1, it has to be personal. What we do is all of our wedding videos are different. We don't make, you never see them, but you never see somebody else have it. So we make it personal, catered towards your colors, towards your personality, toward what you like. So it's a personal video, and you want that because this is your video, not just a generic video. That's why I detest cell phone videos. Detest them because everybody's shooting all kind of ways. You don't want to show anybody after your wedding. Make it personal. That's number 1. Number 2, it has to be exciting. We bring excitement to it. We bring in slideshow presentations. We make it a movie type deal. It's not like a home movie, but it is a movie. So that when you're watching it, we're guaranteeing you that when you look at our wedding video, you're going to call somebody to come over and watch it. You're going to say, you got to watch this. So that's what we do for us, so as far as making it exciting. We're shooting in high quality. Don't go under 820p. That's the highest quality you're going to get for your TV. People say, well, what about 4K? Well, chances are your TV is not putting out in 4K yet. It's a good chance that they charge you for 4K. But chances are you're not getting it. So 1080p, that's your best quality, okay? Must have to be sure that they're recording, getting your family in there.
I make YouTube videos, so I know exactly what you mean when you say 1080p as far as the quality.
Right. Make sure that you're getting, that they get your family in there. Make sure that again, your mom, your dad, all those people should be in your wedding video. Make sure, and generally what we do is that we'll give you a sheet and you can check off who's who, or we'll come and find somebody like an uncle and say, tell me who's who, so I can find it, so I can be sure that I'm getting these people in your wedding video because they are part of your family, and these are the people that are going to come over and watch your video. So make sure that they're in, whoever you get, make sure that they're in. Make sure that your sound is good. Make sure that they are wired. We use a wired mic. It's like the one that we have over here. The worst thing you can have is a nice video and you can't hear what they're saying. You can't hear your I do. You can't hear what they're saying. You don't know what to. Make sure your sound is good. Make sure you're getting the best sound for your video. Make sure that whoever's shooting gets you ladies. Bride is number 1. We make sure that we get the bride. We love you, the guys, no problem, but we get the bride. We're shooting like 70% of stuff in that video, 75% is bride. We're making sure we get her shot because she wants to see her.
Yes.
Guys, we want to see us too, but she wants everybody to see her, and we cater to that. That's just the way it is, bro. That's just, I'm telling you. We make sure that we get her, okay, and make sure that you're shot. Allow the bride to show off her stuff. Make sure we get her dress. Make sure she dress is something because she paid a lot of money for that dress, and she wants everybody to see that dress on and on and on and on. You know, like granddaughter, great grandkids. This is your mom's dress. This is what it looks like. So video now stays forever, as opposed to back in the day of VHS when it deteriorated. Now video stays forever, and video is on a rise. So if you want it to be shown on YouTube, Facebook, you want to be sure that you show off that dress, and our prices are reasonable. We're not out to gouge you. We know that you're already spending a lot of money in every other part of your wedding. So we're not trying to. Nobody should try to rip you off in the area of video. If you do your homework and make sure that you're getting the quality that you need, the prices that we have start at $700 up. You can get reasonable, very good video in the area of $800 to $900, $700, depending on what you want. But you can get that. Now, we want to make sure that you get everything that you want in there. So the more you want, the more you get. There's slideshow presentations. There's the special effects in there that you want. We have a situation where we did a wedding where We had the bride and the groom stand behind a green screen. We shot them talking to one another, and as the video was showing, they were talking, and their background was coming behind them as they were talking. That was before the wedding. So we shoot stuff like that. We make sure that it is exciting. We make sure that it is, reasonably priced, and we make sure, and you should make sure that your video is something that you want people to see. When you go back to work, people gonna ask you, did you get video? You don't want to have your head down like, yeah, I did, but quality wasn't right, sound wasn't right, you can't hear them talking, the colors are bleeding, all kinds of stuff. The camera is moving, you got stuff going on. You don't want that. You want everything to be, you want your wedding to be just like a movie.
I got mine.
Where?
Mine came from Davis Bridal as well, and mine was $400 and something.
All right, good deal. So the one, you bought yours for $99. Describe it. Is it like really fancy or?
I do have a picture, I'll show y'all.
Okay.
Because my phone's on the charger over there. But, it, basically, Davis Bridal plays this game, y'all. Like, I'll share this, I'm frugal. They put like $1,000 dresses and $800 dresses on sale. So like the $1,000 ones will probably go on sale for like $300, $400. And then like the ones that are like $750 will go to $99.
Right.
So I was browsing online and I saw this dress and it was really pretty. And it's like a mermaid style dress that has really nice detailing on the middle part, the bust, the stomach area, and it has a tulle at the bottom, but it's very pretty. When I was trying it on, they were like, that was a $99 dress? So, I mean, it's not plain at all.
Yeah, those off-season dresses and the ones that they've had in stock for a long time, they're just trying to get rid of them.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah, oh, they have some beautiful dresses.
I wanted to spend no more than $500. I like that one.
Try on before you found that one, or?
That was the only one I tried.
Oh, wow.
What about you? How many did you have to? Did you have to go back?
I got about 10 dresses on. Because I want to look nice, because for one, I'm going to be on the beach in the island, so I didn't want one that's going to be heavy and hot. Because I saw one online, which was real beautiful, but it was satin. And people like satin on the beach, baby, you're going to be sweating, your face is going to be melting. I can't do that. So I found one that was like a breathable material, and it's like straight, slim fit, snatched in the waist, and it just, woo! And
Wow.
it's got like some stuff right here. Is it long? No, it's just straight. I don't want to drown saying all the dress now. I don't want all that, but it's real nice. I got a picture too if y'all want to see.
Oh, okay.
You go looking, cause I mean, I'm a bigger girl. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
me
do they
too.
have,
Me
do
too.
they have stuff for us in all the stores?
So at Davis Bridal, they have a great plus size selection.
Really?
Yeah, and then they can, if you, like me, I've been working out, grinding, trying to be fine. So when I put on the dress, my back meat was hanging over. So they said they can take my dress down up to 2 sizes.
Yep.
Because
Mine was too big.
Because my height, I don't want to lose too much weight, because then I won't look proportionate. So I said that'd be just enough for me. So I'm working on trying to get it down that dress size.
And one thing I
Also,
will
my
say,
native mama makes dresses, so if you want your very own custom-made dress, I will give her your info.
yeah,
Yeah, she made her
That's
dress.
not bridesmaid.
She made her
That's not you
dress.
though.
No.
No, okay.
Handmade.
Oh, okay.
But she made her own dress, it's lovely, so I'll definitely give you her information for it.
I know. So she made just wedding dresses or bridesmaid dresses as well.
I mean, she's doing wedding dresses right now, but I can text her, so.
and that's
I'll
what
let you know.
bridesmaids.
How much does she charge for those dresses? What's the average cost?
She charges you for the fabric, so whatever fabric that you decide to get, she's very frugal as well.
Yes, ma'am.
She's been telling me like, that went too expensive, but she charges you for, to sketch it, because she doesn't want you to take her sketch and then go give it to somebody else. She charges you for her labor, and then you pay for your own material, basically.
Okay, okay.
Question. Do you recommend trying to go somewhere else for your alterations or the wedding store where you bought the dress?
If it's so, it all depends on how much it costs. If you're gonna have someone to alter your dress, make sure that they are a good seamstress that you can trust, because you don't want nobody to botch up your dress.
Yeah.
And Davis Bridal, they're not going to mess up your dress because it's their brand. They got to represent their brand and protect their brand. So how much are they going to charge you to alter your dress?
Well, that, I don't know, because, you know, like, it depends on if I take it down one size or two sizes. So,
That's the funny part. My dress alterations might be more than I pay for my dress.
Yeah. And the alterations, it costs more depending on what all's been altered. If you're going to get a dress that's too long, they may have to cut it off. If they cut it off, it may not even look right. But if you just get a dress that's just too big and they just may need to tuck it in, you can find a general seamstress or someone that you know that sews really well. They can do that for less than what Davis would charge.
yeah, because the dress, they actually went up one size from my pant size. I was like, why I can't just get my pant size?
Because it's a straight dress. You have just a straight dress?
It's kind of,
Is it
yeah,
an
Yeah.
it's a,
Yeah, an A-line dress, you're going to have to get a couple size bigger.
yeah.
Because with them, you do have to go up. My jean size, I had to go up 2 sizes. But one I tried on was way too big, but I wanted to get an idea of what it looked like. So I ordered it a size smaller, but I plan on losing weight. So I'll probably have to get it taken in, like pulled up, and taken in the waist.
Yeah.
And it's kind of long, I'm short, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right then. All right. So your bridesmaids' dresses, have your bridesmaids start looking for their dress?
We're having a planning meeting tonight after this.
Oh, okay, good. Well, you know, Davis Bridals, they have these really nice dresses that's range anywhere from $100 to $200. But this week, they were actually having a flash sale. So if you get $40 off, $40 off. And another place that you can get bridesmaid dresses, have you ever heard of JJ House?
Yes.
I haven't, but I've heard.
JJ House.
Yes.
What's the other one? HEBOSO, something like that. It's like 3 or 4 of mine with me, but that's one of JJ's house.
JJ House, it's an online company, and it's really for Asian women. So you're going to have to, whatever you get, you have to get something 2 sizes bigger than what you need. So if your bridesmaids wear a size 10, you need to get a size 14, because like I said, they're for Asian women. It's an Asian company. Okay? All right, good. All right, the groom's tux. Did you all know that you can get the tux free from the Men's Warehouse? If you have at least 5 groomsmen in your wedding party, and they're renting their tuxedos from the Men's Warehouse, the groom get his tux free. Yes, Savage formal wear, the grooms get his tux free. Yeah. So I think Men's Warehouse, now they're running this special, it's $400 discount for if you rent 5 tux.
Okay.
So $400, you're gonna do a lot with $400.
Yeah.
You can get a tux for your groom, the ring bearer, your granddaddy. All right. We're gonna go to stationery. What about your invitations? Have y'all start pricing?
You know, it's a new thing people doing. They send an e-bike.
Exactly.
And that's free.
The e-bikes and e-bikes.
And they remind the people 2 weeks in advance, 2 days in advance, so it ain't no confusion.
So I was thinking of doing like paper invitations for the invites that you mail out, in advance, and for my save the dates, doing e-bikes instead of spending that money on paper parties.
Right, e-bikes, and people even, if everybody that you're going to invite to your wedding, you're friends with them on Facebook, you can inbox them an invitation via Facebook. Yeah, you can invite them. Right, it's called Facebook invitations, okay? And ceremony programs, for 100 programs, maybe $100. And thank you notes, you can just buy those from the Dollar Tree. Okay?
Yes.
And I encourage people, don't they worry about buying reception programs and menu, because when they get there, all the people want to do is eat and dance.
Right.
And RSVP cards, you don't have to worry about that, because most of the time, people don't even fill out the RSVP card. So don't need to worry about purchasing those, okay?
So how they gonna,
how you know?
how you gonna invite, how you gonna keep track
Or
of?
a head count.
Yeah, the head count. Because mine is strict, if you weren't invited or you didn't already, you can't.
Okay, so this is a good rule of thumb. This is a good rule of thumb.
That's what I wanted to.
Are you bringing kids with you, or you can say on there no kids? So you can communicate with them what the parameters are of this reception, and that they can just email you back and say, yes, I'm gonna be there. And that's on Zola.com, it's free.
Right, can we move on? Okay, all right, the accessories. How much are y'all spending on your wedding rings? Have y'all start shopping around?
Yes, I have, for his family.
How much are y'all planning on spending for your set? Okay. Just for your wedding ring?
For his wedding. That's top secret, your spouse is strict.
Okay.
He want me to spend $99. But I'm on a whole different end.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, boo-boo, we not doing this.
yeah. Yeah.
That's on my friend's spouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
They take a whole picture.
Yeah. Well, you know, the more expensive rings may start at $1,000. Of course, you can get some cheaper than that. So this is what I would encourage people. And believe it or not, some marriages don't even last 5 years. So I would encourage people, get you a more affordable set, maybe $500 and $750, just for the full set. And when you get to your 5th year, and you're still together, get your anniversary set. You can actually upgrade it. Some jewelers like Kay's Jewels and Jerry, they actually have these anniversary set that they will actually allow you to trade in your wedding bands, and you can upgrade it to a more expensive set. Okay?
Macy's does that too.
Who?
Macy's, but
Yeah.
when you buy it, you have to tell them that's what you want. And there's like a small fee where you buy a plan that if your stone comes out or something happens, you replace it. When you have your anniversary, you're ready to upgrade, you can upgrade your stones, and they'll buy it back and all that other kind of stuff. But you have to do that when you buy it.
Exactly. Okay.
Go to marriage counseling and then go to pre-marriage.
If y'all are looking, JCPenney always has sales, and they have nice jewelry. They're beautiful rings, and if you go online, my engagement ring came from Kay's, but I was looking at JCPenney because they always have these sales, so you can get something very nice, and it might be like 40% off or whatever. You get something very nice, but you'll get it on sale.
Right.
And they have good warranty, lifetime warranty. And all that.
Okay. Good. So we're not going to go through all of these. How many are planning on using a limo
It depends. Or a luxury car.
or a luxury car?
Only because my venues are at 2 different places. If it was all at one place, then I wouldn't be.
Right. But you know, instead of limos, some limo companies, especially for weddings, they would charge you per hour per car. And instead of renting a limo for $125 an hour, you know, you can actually rent you a luxury car on Priceline. You can get you a Cadillac or a Chrysler for less than $100. I priced them online. This week it's like $70 for a full day for a Cadillac and a Chrysler, or even a convertible. So that actually saves you a lot of money. Okay, what about gifts for your wedding party?
What about a driver? Let's say you wanted a driver, but you're renting the car. I mean, is there like a service where you can get a driver if you just don't want to?
If you're renting a car, do you know somebody in your family that you can trust driving you around?
Drinking and having a good time.
Get an Uber driver.
Get an Uber.
Pick the SUV or whatever. And can drive.
Exactly.
That's a smart idea.
Yeah.
Like Uber, you can do it? I'm like,
You have the SUV, nice vehicle, and then when you get there, that's it.
Yeah.
Uber.
Yeah. Have you all ever used a party bus? Party buses are fun.
I thought about it, but it's high. It's not in the budget.
It's not in the budget? Yeah. Okay.
This is off the topic, but I'm just going back to something else on your list. I didn't know if anybody was doing guest keepsakes. Cause I keep
I'm
hearing,
gonna have one.
Okay.
hearing like do not spend a lot of money on that because they gonna leave them anyway.
They gonna leave them, they gonna be at home like, oh, this.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what you're doing?
You said a keepsake?
Yeah.
For the guests, yeah.
Gifts for the guests.
For me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I would say. Okay.
No, what you give your guests.
Oh, I don't know. That's not what I thought. I thought you meant the keepsake box.
Oh,
No. Uh-huh.
What was the question?
when you give your guests the keepsake gifts or something like.
Yeah, their nameplate. So,
Okay.
my friend who makes the dresses, she did use this like granite material. It was like what you would make granite countertops with, but it came out as a where you can cut it off. So she wrote our names on there. So it was a marble granite, and our name in rose gold. So for me, like, cause my wedding's very strict, and you're gonna have a table number with it. So they'll have their names. It's gonna be a print of their names.
Oh, okay. And they can take that with them. Okay.
Okay.
That is it.
Have you ever had a destination wedding? My best friend, she had a destination wedding in Jamaica, and what she gave her guests was luggage tag and the code of her wedding.
That's what I was
Everybody
thinking
needs
about.
luggage
Yeah.
tags.
Yeah.
So, you know, you write your name on it, like, but then it helped because, you know, when your luggage comes through, you always need something to
stand out.
Like, oh, that's mine. She gave.
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
Okay.
Passport holder.
Hey, Joy, could you pass these out? Okay.
So luggage tag or passport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so something like that. And then it goes with the theme.
That's a great idea.
I don't know. Yeah.
If you, I don't know, if you have, like champagne glasses or wine glasses, the person that's helping me plan, she suggested getting like that thing where you can put the names on the glass. They can take their glass with them. That, yeah, and then you can put it on there. That way they can take it with them. They'll use it, but they can take it.
You got about a glass? And you got about things.
They're gonna be cheap.
Okay. Okay. So this pretty much concludes my presentations. So we're gonna